So I have had this Nokia phone for the past 4 years. Don't ask me why. I don't know it either. Maybe I am just autistic. But anyway, I thought, what if Nokia actually made phones nowadays? And better yet, what if they partnered with Apple? And to answer that question, I first needed to make an initial design and sketch it out. And what better software to use for this than Microsoft fucking Paint, okay? It was probably the peak designing experience that nobody else can have. So yeah, I started out making some broad ideas, sketching them out, and a lot of them still looked like the old shape of Nokia phones, right? So I changed the idea to actually take the shape of nowadays Apple 15, 16 versions. Basically, they are all the same, and I think this kind of hits it right because Apple really doesn't like to change their products that much. So now the big change that is there is the classical keypad that every phone from Nokia has, but this time the keys kind of look typewriter-ish. They are round, which is completely different to this one, for example. And also, instead of taking the classical navigation pad, I change it to a scroll wheel. Most of the time you just scroll up and down. Doesn't matter if it's Instagram or some website you're looking at. I didn't really have an idea for the back, but I thought, fuck it, let's take everything what I currently have, put it into Blender and start modeling. So the first thing I did was to make the frame that every iPhone from 13 and up has, and this wasn't some magic. I just applied the dimensions of the iPhone and then beveled it, and the job was finished. Now the much bigger issue was to actually take parts of the design that came from me and not from iPhone. So for example, the scroll wheel, the typewriter keys that I included in my design, I kind of needed to experiment with the placement and the positioning, because initially I thought maybe the keys kind of are in the phone itself, but then I thought, okay, this kind of looks weird, so I just put a thin area where all the keys should be placed and then place that on top of that area, which really already looked clean, which kind of is exactly the goal of Apple. It is a minimalistic design. So after having sorted out this issue, I went over and made all the components on the sides. Then it was finally time to start modeling the back of the phone, for which I really didn't have an idea prior, but after thinking for a long time, I came up with something funny, because Nokia kind of tends to make everything a bit overcomplicated and flashy, right? They like these flippy things and shit. So I thought, how about instead of placing the selfie camera that is normally just in the screen of the phone on the front, let's take it to the back, put it on a kind of rotating plate around the main camera that does photos on the back, and always when you want to take a selfie, it basically kind of flips up and it's kind of cool. Right, so at this point, modeling was basically done. For the frame, I kind of took this titanium finish with these intricate lines that go all through the texture. I added some glass accents, like I already said, for the area of the keypad and the back plate that was rotating around the main camera. And already when I went into rendered view mode, it really looked amazing, and everything that was left was to light the scene, make it black because Apple likes black and white, to light it properly and animate some sick camera movement close-ups. I am happy to announce the first idea of how it could look if Apple and Nokia cooperated. Maybe this wasn't my most complex project, but I thought it is a really cool idea that I am actually passionate about, and so I made it. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.